Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's second video, looking at the ECMWF 42-day model for today's second video with a focus on the UK and Ireland. And we're going to go out through the next 6 weeks, gets us into August. Whoa. I'll get on with that for you in a moment. Just to say about the first video released today was the, put your teeth in, Gav, was the 6 AM UK weather forecast. Got weekend forecast, 10 to 14 day, and Terry Scully's July forecast on the way as well. 5 videos today. Epic day of content. Please like, share and subscribe on all of the vids. And thank you so much everybody for doing that for GavsWeatherVids. Thank you so much to ECMWF.int for supplying the charts as well. Thank you so much, EC. I love it. Right, okay, I'm so sorry, everybody. Right, okay, let's start off then. We're going to begin with the week 1 sea level pressure anomaly from the 3rd to the 10th of July. With low pressure in the North Atlantic and into Northern Europe as well. Looks quite unsettled, that, doesn't it? Bringing the air and the wind and whatnot. What now? From off the Atlantic. 500 millibar height anomaly for next week, showing below average heights, low pressure in the North Atlantic and to the north and west of Europe. So that is all looking quite unsettled. And temperature anomalies next week from the 3rd to the 10th of July are coming out rather below average, actually, through Ireland and much of the UK as well. So it looks a bit on the cool side, that, doesn't it? Looks a little bit chilly next week. I'm sure it'll feel okay with sunshine. And precipitation-wise, actually could be a wetter than average week as well, especially for more northern and western regions with above average rainfall. So all in all, it's shaping up to be a little bit on the grim side next week, if you like hot and dry weather anyway. Of course, some people like it cool and wet in the summer. Mrs. P did. Right, okay, so week 2 will be the 10th to the 17th of July. And again, we've got low pressure here across Northern Europe and into the Atlantic as well. 500 millibar height anomaly, looks like that. So the height beginning below average height, beginning to lift out a little bit. However, I think we've still got a trough there overall. We've got high pressure blocking around Greenland, and we've got high pressure here across the north and the east of Europe. So this area looks like, in reality, it would be like a trough within the 500 millibar flows still, actually. Temperature anomalies are beginning to stage a little bit of a recovery, but only back close to average or with no signal. And it still looks a little bit on the unsettled side, so average to slightly above average rainfall there for that one. Week 3 will be the 17th to the 24th of July. Let's have a look. Ooh, I don't know. We've got some low pressure down towards Biscay, down towards the bay. We've got some higher pressure up towards Scandinavia. Otherwise, we look a little bit in between there, I have to say. 500 millibar heights look like their heights are rising, so some higher pressure building in the North Atlantic and into Europe as well. There may be a trough round here. If there is, then that could be very warm, possibly hot, and maybe thundery, especially so for more southern areas. Temperature anomaly is warming up to be slightly above average in that salmon pink colour. That's around a degree above average, or up to a degree above average, so not too far from average, but a little bit on the warmer side. Precipitation wise, very weak signal, but possibly starting to dry out a little bit. We do see a few of those sandy splodges there, don't we? Okay, let's have a look at the going here. Let's have a look, mixed up with my towels. Let's have a look at week 4, which will be the 24th to the 31st of July. So again, we see some higher pressure sitting to our north, this time centre between Iceland and Norway. Low pressure down towards northern Spain and Biscay. So again, we're kind of in a no man's land. We're a bit in between. Low pressure ourselves, high pressure to the north. I suspect we will be bringing in potentially a very warm or a hot easterly wind with that. Let's have a look at the 500 millibar heights. They are rising all the time in the North Atlantic and across much of Europe as well. It's looking anticyclonic, mostly dry, potentially very warm and or hot there. The temperature anomaly is rising further into a deeper shading of salmon. Okay, 1 to 3 degrees above average this time, which is going to be quite hot. That could be a heat wave, I suppose, in the last week of July. Precipitation still looking very weak, but overall I think still hinting at being slightly on the drier than average side. It is a weak signal, but slightly drier than normal. Then, week 5 will be the 31st of July to 7th of August. Here we go. And not much change, really. Very static weather patterns here. High pressure still to the north, Scandinavia to Iceland and Scotland. Low pressure still to the south. You will think that's going to be bringing in a hot easterly wind there through the first week of August. The 500 millibar heights, again, going above average heights in the North Atlantic and into much of Europe as well. Mainly dry, very warm, potentially quite hot. Temperature anomalies are above average, substantially so in those dark salmon pink colours, and precipitation anomalies, so a little bit on the drier than average side just to our north, and wetter than average down to our south. And then lastly, week 6 will be the 7th to the 14th of August. Here we go. And not much change, to be honest. So still with back trough to the south, somewhere to the west of Spain, Portugal, and into the Bay of Biscay. High pressure in the North Atlantic, possibly over here too. It all looks very samey, doesn't it? From mid-July onwards. 500 millibar heights. I suspect this is going to be a trough within the 500 millibar flow, with high pressure up here and up here. Looks like it will still be very warm, but could be a little bit more volatile, could be a little bit more thundery there I would have thought. Still significantly above average temperature by 1 to 3 degrees, especially for England and for Wales too. And lastly, precipitation, again, wetter than average to the south of the country. What's happening there? Wetter than average to the, hello? What's going on there? I don't know, let's refresh. Okay, not sure what happened there. So, going wetter than average just to our south, across France, and in some parts of England. That could be turning thundery there. Still very warm, but maybe thundery by the second week of August. Goodness gracious me. I don't know, do you? It's all a long way off now. I won't worry too much. It looks like we've got a... this is in line with what we saw yesterday with GWV Friday. It looks like we've got a relatively unsettled and rather cool first half of July to come, especially the first week, but possibly going on into the second week as well. Second half of July should see a trend towards higher pressure, bringing drier, warmer, hotter conditions potentially, particularly in the final week to 10 days of the month, maybe, when we might be looking at heat wave conditions. That could last into the beginning of August before there's a thundery breakdown. I think that's the basic sort of upshot of it all today. Okay, if you've enjoyed this video, then please like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. And we'll be back shortly with weekend forecast with 10 to 14 day and with Terry's July forecast as well. You enjoy the rest of your Saturday morning. And for this one, that's all for now. And thanks for watching.